Hey guys, back again. So, sorry, I'm kinda itchy. Ugh. So, we are going to finish this stuff after I think 3 years. We're going to finish finally this with the AddPost. So this is going to be kinda quick. So let me go to my AddPost component and let's just start adding what we need. Okay. So we are going to need the form group, form control, and validators, post service, and router. Remember that we have this module, not this one, but this one that is already importing the reactive forms module and added that to the AddPost component. Okay, so that's why we're using form group, form control, and validators inside here, as we would do regularly. So inside the constructor, what we're going to do is get the service and the router. So let's make this, let's break it so you can see better. Let's make this bigger also, and we are going to get the next stuff. Okay, so we have the image, which is going to be a file list, and the public boolean. Sorry, my dog is, and it's going to the BC. I mean that is going to be a boolean, and it's going to be set to false. She's just a freaking idiot. That's why I'm laughing. Sorry, guys. And public. Let me just copy this stuff. You know, if you have a dog, you know that sometimes they are just fucking idiot. Okay, I got it that. Okay, so let's paste this. Public post form, and we generate a new form group. I need the title, content, and cover, and we set some validators for this. Okay, the minimum length for the text and the cover and title that is required. Now the handle input. If you want to see how this is done, then I have another videos with the MERN and also with Firebase that you can see how everything is structured in a much slower way, how we do it by hand and not just copying all this stuff, but because this is testing, we're just moving kind of fast with this and can explain a little bit. So we get the target from the file input and we set that to the image that we have here on line 19, and if not, if this is not typed, this is just a simple validation image JPEG, we're going to alert the value file and set the value of the control cover to be null. Okay, so that is going to set the function to not be valid. Okay, so okay, I have something here. I have a little note here to myself. Let me just check. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think I know what is going on here. So let me just check. Let me just get this. Okay, we can console the image type in this case. I don't know why. I just have that there. And the functionality is here with the public service. Let's just add a semicolon there. And in this post service AddPost, we get the form data. So this is going to run when we submit the form. We get the first set in the image and we subscribe to the function. Then we set this busy to false. We console the response and we navigate to the main route. Okay, that should be it. Let's save this and let's go to AddPost. Of course, we will not see anything here because we don't have anything. And let's make this a section. section. Okay, it added that. So I'm just going to get this big form and paste it and remove this spacing that shouldn't be there. With the input submit, you can see that it's going to be disabled if the form is not valid. And we create a new post, fill the form, some text for the user to see what he needs to do here, and some class errors for the validation to see if we have the required error, if the title has been touched or has been reset. You know, touch is when you click, and reset or dirty is when you just remove the stuff. You have type and you just remove the stuff for some reason. So we're checking that, and we are doing the same for everything, just to have that. And let's save it. And seems I have something that is this is busy at the end of the file. So if it's busy is set to true, then we're going to load this processing request, and we have this form. Choose file. It's going to open on my other screen. That's nice. And you can see empty file error. So if I do this, blah, 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 okay, this is set. But if I do this, title error and blah, 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 content error about the minimum length, which, okay, because the minimum length is 100. So this is less than 100 and this is less than the minimum. So that's why we have that. And content error if we remove that. Okay. So that is a simple validation that we can, we can do more specific validation inside Angular, but this is just the simple stuff that I came out to just test this to have something there that kind of looks good. So the function is, the form is working. So let's just refresh this to get rid of those errors. And what we need to do is just test this function, okay? So let's add a new post from YouTube, and let's go to some lorem. Let me just make this get this out of the way. Lorem ipsum, if I can type correctly, of course. Grab this. Okay, I thought I was there. Paste it and choose file. The file must be a JPEG. So if I add a PNG, which I don't have, okay, I have this one. Open, not a valid file. You see? Okay. Choose file and we add a JPEG image. Open and submit. It's going to redirect us and it's going to add this one, and you can see that everything is working fine and we are good to go. So we can add another stuff. Let's add a new one. AddPost, another one. I'm sure that when you have a form and you connect that to your API and you're testing and you're checking, you just add a bunch of stuff, right? To see how it performs. I'm sure that I'm not the only one that adds like 5 or 6 things just because it's something, you know, it's working. So let's use it and let's paste that again, choose file, and let's just, let me just go to my downloads in case I have something that I can use there. Let's add this girl. Open, submit, and we have this girl from Pinterest. Okay, so we can check this and everything is working fine. So of course we don't have pagination because well, that should add a ton of complexity to the testing. So maybe in the future we will do it, and I think Akita has because what I want to do is to move to a more structured way, because we're going to move to SSR, server-side rendering, and maybe on December, if I have the time, it's going to be sooner, but we are going to move to SSR for Angular, Vue.js, and React. Okay, so we will start structuring everything with SSR so we get the CEO stuff ready. And it's going to change a few things because we will need to use cookies for authentication, and we will see how to return those and how to set the instances of the databases and all that. So yeah, and I'm planning to use maybe Akita more inside the projects. In this case, I didn't use that, but I think Akita has its own way to test the pagination, so I will see that. And that's why I'm not doing kind of this stuff, because Akita, what it's going to do is going to allow you to save a ton of requests to the client unless you do actual changes. Okay, so in this case, if I reload, and I can set it in the cache, and I can just keep this cache alive instead of making an HTTP request every time I refresh, okay, or every time I come back to this page, unless I have a change. So we could set a trigger that is going to allow us to refresh the cache or use the cache depending on what we have. So that's what I'm planning to do in the future, to move to a more structured way of doing things, a more robust way. So yeah, and that's why I'm not using pagination here, because as I said, at least you will get the basics of this testing, and you should be able to move a little to test some other stuff. At least that is what I hope. So let's make this smaller, and this is working. We have everything. Let me just, okay, in case you wanted to get this form, let me just do this. Okay, so you can see the first part. Then let's move to the next one, which is this one. Okay, and you can see what it has. Okay, let's move to the other one, which is this one, and you will see, if you want to copy this, of course. And this is the, okay, so that was the other one, sorry, this is the ending div, so this is the correct stuff. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, and this is the input, the end of the form, and the div with the loader, and that's it. Okay, so in case you wanted to copy that, so let me just close this stuff and come back to the post, and we have the, well, okay, no, we don't have that. We need a still to component, and but again, this is still having the subscription. We're not using the async pipe, so we are going to just say whenever we move away from this and the component is destroyed, we're going to set or use the subscription we have defined here on line 21 and set the unsubscribe method, so it destroys the subscription and we don't have memory leaks. Okay, so if we move away, it's going to destroy, and if we go back, it's going to regenerate the subscription, and like that. So let me double check. Everything is working. Everything is done. So the last thing from this series finally is the AddPost testing, because we need to test the form with the file, and we will see how to do that in the next video. So thank you guys, and see you in the next one.